And everyone's like, oh, man, Anton again?
Gustadolf again. Gustadolf, man. His name. Oh my god, his name is Wind Adolf.
I. Oh man,
The
good
subtlety
there,
we've come
King.
to expect from Square-Enix.
A triangle, my triangle. Oh, triangle, it's true.
I was about to start Crash. Project Triangle Strategy.
All right, Karn, I'm gonna need you to tell me about Triangle Strategy because I don't know what I'm getting into here.
Okay, so Square-Enix made a game called Octopath Traveler.
I've heard of those two things.
I played it for 5 minutes and decided it was a big old piece of poop. But it's a really pretty piece of poop.
I mean, it's been on my list for a very long time, so I would very much like to take my own take on it at some point. But I have not taken that dive.
Exactly. I'm not going to tell you to think it's bad, but I liked Octopath in concept, but I just found it very boring.
Right.
So this is the Octopath engine, which is like my pretty much ideal modern take on this kind of sort of look, you know, like the Chrono Trigger kind of vibe.
Right.
But rather than Octopath, which is like a more traditional Chrono Trigger RPG, this is like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay. So I really, really like Tactics game. There was a Final Fantasy Tactics like Kickstarter situation at some point by some creators. This has nothing to do with that, correct?
I don't believe so, no. This is all Square Enix in-house.
This is Square, so it would make more sense that this is a direct game.
Yes.
So one, this looks fucking awesome.
Right.
Like this little screen here I'm looking at. Two, I love strategy RPGs almost more than any other type of game.
Mm-hmm.
But I also dislike most strategy RPGs. So I have a criteria that I go on for my ideal version of a strategy RPG.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start by making people mad by saying I dislike permadeath.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't like Fire Emblem.
I would love Fire Emblem if it didn't have permadeath. I understand why it's there. I understand that it is built around that imbalance to go in their circular strategy motion. I just do not enjoy it to the point where it stresses me out, to the point where I will not finish a game. I have finished one Fire Emblem game, and I cannot tell you which one that was. I can only say that it was on one of the translated ones on Super Nintendo when I was in, like, you know, high school. But I get thoroughly stressed out, so I don't like permadeath.
Yep.
Another thing I strongly like is if you look at like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yep.
I always fear that I'm saying the wrong names, but like Ramza and Delita, or Deleta, whatever those two guys' names is.
Sure.
The two main guys in Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, they have custom movesets and stuff like that, and I love that. So I love every character being their own character.
Yes.
And get really annoyed when it's just troop type.
Yes.
Right? Like, I want everyone to have a name. I want them to be slightly unique. And then third, which is taking strategy RPGs from their board game roots, which is strategy RPGs are turn phases. Very few of that, which is something I can deal with, but I don't love. I like it a lot more when it's based on some kind of stat, like agility.
Okay.
And that chooses what order the troops go in. And then so like, you know, if you got like a dog in your party, then that dog is going to be very fast, but he probably doesn't hit for much, but he can probably go 2 times before a lot of the bigger enemies might.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff I really like in a strategy RPG.
Oh damn, we got no subtitle options. Okay, hopefully they turn subtitles on. Yes, I agree.
so I needed to just throw all that out there.
Well,
at the beginning
so
of this.
I know nothing about this because I deliberately saw the one trailer and went, okay, that's all I need to know. I'm going to play this demo.
Right.
But having you said all those words, have you played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance?
I have.
Okay, good. I was going to say, that's literally like everything you want.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for the download. This is a special pre-release
version.
Comprising chapters excerpted from the middle of the game? The fuck?
They probably didn't want you with the boring shit.
I guess so,
You know,
yeah.
slow draws. They're like, here's the betrayal.
As you're joining in the story in progress, you might find it difficult to fully grasp the events happening around you. However, we encourage you to enjoy the atmosphere of the game world. Battles have been ramped up in difficulty to allow you to fully experience the depth of the combat system. Oh, this seems cool. I like that idea. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like they're like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of stuff. That's what, like, I miss having demos of versions of games like this, because it's always like, you know, like I remember that Final Fantasy demo for Final Fantasy VII that came out with, you know, a bunch of things early PlayStation. Ooh. And it would just be like, oh, I have, like, summons in the, like,
Right, in the area
jumping off the train. I can hit someone with, like, Leviathan.
That's like a video series I've wanted to do for a while, is just go back, because I've got a bunch of like the PlayStation 1 demo discs and stuff.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Glenbrook, through which runs the mighty
okay. So
whenever I see stuff like this and I think of you, I just think Karn's already checked out.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate this Game of Thrones shit. It's like, it's the most boring way you can tell me how your world works, and I'm assuming that they're just catching us up for the demo.
No, they're not. This is I guarantee this is how this game starts.
It's like, I much prefer that I've woken up in this world, what the fuck is going on, because I'm guaranteed gonna forget all of this because I'm glazing over.
Yeah, I want to see how the mechanics and all that works, so that's how I always feel. But I actually do genuinely like these types of setups. I don't like this type of but I don't like this type of presentation.
Right, it's the presentation more than I don't like mind the sort of like, you know, armies against each other kind of thing, but it is the it's the like, okay, pay attention to these JPEGs now, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
For the long run was engulfed in the bloody conflict, many died in what become known as the Salt Iron War, bro.
See, I'm reading this and I've already forgot it. We got 3 kingdoms, they all mad.
Right. And they're engaging in a Smash presentation.
Right. Many died. I got it.
New Smash character gets announced. The Salt Iron War begins.
You see those little red blotchy horses in the front? Totally dead.
They're all dead as fuck.
Powers at last negotiated a truce. Peace came to
I also, this is the thing that I don't like about Octopath, is that they have text and then also narrate over it, but for the whole game. Like at least most like important text boxes are text boxes also voiced, and it's like, ugh. I'd kind of prefer it just not be voiced.
Yeah, I kind of like cutscenes voiced and then talk to people with some boxes.
Yeah, if you're gonna box, I don't want text, because I just feel like I'm just interrupting them constantly.
Yeah. Well, the thing with any game like this that always throws me off is like, I loved the stories of those old games, even though they were kind of simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like it's always like, hey, look at this game. It plays like Chrono Trigger. But I'm like, I thought Chrono Trigger was cool because I was going through time and I was like invested in these like couple multi-branching paths. And this is so, and then it's always just like, yeah, but you can do combo attacks like Chrono Trigger. And you're like, that's not what I want. I want a story, and I enjoyed that mechanic, sure, but
like it wasn't that sold me on Chrono Trigger. So real quick, at what point of Fire Emblem Three Houses development or release do you think this game started getting made?
Oh, I mean, yeah, 3 houses and all that. I was thinking it too.
I was just like, hold on a minute.
I was literally transported back to like them the first time they explained 3 houses and you streaming it, and just the glazed over look on your face, because I was like, this seems pretty cool, and you were just like, fuck this.
I hate Fire Emblem. I don't know why, I just do.
See, I love Shining Force, and there will just never be another actual Shining Force. Right. There's a fuckload of games in that series. None of them are Shining Force. And Fire Emblem is always like, yeah, but it's like Shining Force. I'm like, it's not. It's fucking not.
You wish it was.
Like, I mean, it's like, you know, everyone has their dragon they're chasing to, like, relive some experience. For me, it is 100% and will always be trying to relive Shining Force 2 as, like, an 8-year-old.
I think for me,
You
it's
know.
like FF7, FF10 is where I'm always gonna be like, let's get this.
Right. You know, and it's like whenever I get a game that's close to it, I'm like, it's almost there. But, you know, you're always chasing the high.
The Knights of Ace Frost's Invasion.
See, I wasn't going to try to say Ace Frost, but once you said it, I was like, that makes sense. That's
That's
how
how
that
that
word
should
probably
be.
sounds.
So yeah, it's doing the Octopath thing.
Yeah, see, like, I don't mind this here. Like, I would be annoyed in a town.
Yeah, it's not so bad as like a cutscene thing because it kind of ties the two together.
And, like, I'd rather all the cutscenes be this and not the like, you know, painted stills.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. This kind of like. Did you ever play Grandia?
I did.
Kind
I
of
liked
reminds me of
Grandia a lot.
Grandia.
Yeah, but, you know, I still think Grandia, like, this has, like, cool lighting effects and, like, particles, but, like, I still think Grandia had a cooler style.
I agree. Yeah.
Right? Like, just the way the camera work was working and all that. I think that looks cooler than this does.
I
Like, this
think-
looks great. Like, I think, like, the sprite work and the, you know, the 2D sprite work and his 3D environment with, you know, newer particle and shading and shit. Like, I think it looks cool. It's just some of those, like, early PS1 games that were, like, experimenting with sprites and 3D backgrounds, I still think hold up better than, like, some of this. Because it feels like it's, like, a half step to what I want.
Right. Also, like, if you think about it, like, they were doing a lot of, like, cool camera stuff in as much, like, moving the camera around, whereas this is literally on a hemisphere and has just been going back and forth for, like...
Right, it's just slightly moving. The sprites aren't actually interacting. That's another thing. It's all these games that, like, use, like, sprite work, but, like, they're not animated.
Yeah, they're just
sprites,
bobbing
right?
up and down.
Like, think of Final Fantasy VI, and you think of, like, all the expressions they made with those little sprites.
Right,
Be grateful
yeah.
to see me for once. I wasn't about to leave you to these.
You know, it's like, oh, this dude put his hand out. Cool.
Yeah, I think also recently a lot of...
And they'd move around, you know? Like this has been, like, one scene of a camera panning, like, 30 degrees, and they all stand in one place.
Yeah.
I swear whenever I talk to you about a video game, I just start fucking being a pessimistic ass, but...
You're like the one that's normally like, nah, I think that's pretty cool. Then we start actually talking about video games, and you're like, this sucks, I hate this.
Right, it's just, it's pointing out what you can see improving, and it's not that it's even bad, it's just you can see the potential unfulfilled. Right? Because I gotta imagine they're making these games like this because, you know, they're cheaper, you know?
Right, and I mean also I guess to scratch that itch that people have of wanting, because I guess a lot of, especially at Square-Enix, all their RPGs have gone to the action combat route.
Action, what do you?
What do you? So I guess they sort of want to kind of kick back and give people like, okay, you like Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy IV? There you go, kidders, you know?
Right.
Their own.
Oh man, they're claiming all the riches.
Those motherfuckers.
For this most heinous and for shattering
But yeah,
between our nations out of
I was going to say something before, but
declare their
I've
punishment
totally
as
whiffed on what it was going to be. Oh well.
So this is the lie.
It was,
All right, so I'm making a demo for this game.
right.
What
Would you
I
like
would
to
not
sit here for half an hour while they talk about mummery?
Right. What I would not do, I would put 2 to 3 battles in this, and I would have a half the time of that opening cinematic, and then have some dudes bust into this church and get into a fucking brawl.
Yeah, this should have been a fight first. The
Like,
fact
my
that
eyes
this
are
is-
so glazed over, and I'm not uninterested.
I just want to do a fight now. I don't care.
Yeah. Right? Like, that's what I want. That's what I want to, like, okay, is the fight mechanics going to be enough to, like, sink my teeth in when I'm getting tired of the story? Like, a good story will pull me through. I do not shy away from a visual novel,
Right.
but it's also like I'm here for strategy action
Yeah.
or
yeah.
strategy RPGing.
And instead I'm going. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but like I really hate and I'm bored of medieval fantasy specifically. I feel like the sort of FF7, FF8 kind of fantasy we don't see much of anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I got so enthralled with, like, Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Right.
So I was like, this is the best RPG I've played, and I didn't think I wanted to play this game.
They're so, like, even like when the Final Fantasy 16 thing came out, I was like, yo, they're doing like Final Fantasy 16, and then it was like Game of Thrones. I'm just like, oh no, I hate that. I hate Game of Thrones.
Well, it's not even medieval stuff. It's just, I mean, it's fine. That's a trapping of like a lot of RPG stuff, but yeah, it just, I would like some settings that I'm less tired of.
Right.
Because it feels like, not just RPGs, but every game in general just starts having this, like, like you're medieval everywhere.
Yeah, it feels like Game of Thrones was really popular, and now, like, a bunch of franchises.
I don't even think it was Game of Thrones. I think that certainly was helping, but I think it's really just like nerd culture, and now everything's D&D. And it's just classic D&D.
I guess, yeah.
Because everything's more like elves and dwarves.
Yeah, but then you figure you would have seen that uptick around Lord of the Rings, right?
Right, and I mean, I think it all just nerd cultured, right? It went into the nerd stew, and then it was all like cheap D&D knockoffs in video games.
They want this like D&D high fantasy thing. It's like I don't mind that now and then. Like Final Fantasy IX's great, but it's when every RPG that's coming out is this kind of like, oh, Lord and Lady, my lord. And I'm like, mate, I live there. Like, I don't need to play it.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's the other side of it too, where it's like, there's such long development cycles that you're like, you're hoping that this trend is going to hold.
Highsea, I'm going to make an executive decision here, and I hope you don't mind.
Oh yes, thank God. All right. Yeah. No, I almost asked, is there a fast forward, but it does say on the fucking screen.
It sure does, but wow. I mean, again, it's nice to know about the narrative of the game, but that is a long fucking time to go through, and especially if you want to know the plot. Jesus.
Like, and it's like, I do want to know the plot, but I just want to play a battle.
I would like a good example is... Sorry, go on.
This is more important derailing. There is something, right, that I can't stand about almost every strategy RPG in the market is let me explore a world by doing literally what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Like this just like got like 10 points in its favor by just letting you running that fucking circle.
Yeah.
Like even if you're just running to a battle, the fact that you can hit search on something right there, like that bodes incredibly well to my like ability of this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's always like, here's a cutscene, here's a bunch of menus to go into the shop. All right, outfit all your guys. And I'm just like, man, I just want to read the bookshelf. And again, this harkens back to my wanting every strategy RPG to be slightly more Shining Force, but deeper.
I think I even just appreciate a second just to control. Like, even if it's like I control it for a minute and then I go back into a cutscene, it's just the sitting through. Like, when the scene fades and you're into another cutscene, you're like, oh my god.
Right.
I like what you've done with the water there, by the way.
I actually think the depth of field stuff, as I said, like, I think everything here looks cool. I just wish, like, these scenes were more animated, right? Like, just animated sprite work. Oh, I see a flashy light. Better go see what that is.
Yeah. There is something weird that I will say, and it's not really... It doesn't actually make moving around weird, but it feels weird in as much that, like, okay, I'm fully rotating the stick right now.
Right, yeah,
and that's what he does. Like, it's a little... Rather than him immediately facing right, he kind of strafes, which is really weird.
Walk in, like, a large circle. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little more natural.
It's in a big circle, it's fine, but like micro movements, it's like...
Right.
Like, I'm going to go right slowly now. I didn't really do it.
Yeah.
It's like...
You still got your point there.
It's kind of like when you go in an extreme direction, he doesn't immediately face up, he kind of... Oh, that's what it is. That's what's weird about it. Rather than like snapping up or snapping down, he goes through a full rotation.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sitting here complaining about the lack of animation, and now they've put too much animation into his fucking walk cycle.
Alright, let's talk to Oh, by the way, this pink chick here has reminded me of why anime is a massive mistake. There's this show called Redo of Healer. Just everyone at home, just Google Redo of Healer and discover why it's the worst fucking thing ever made. Oh my god, dude, it's so bad. I was like, what's this? Like, everyone was like, oh, you should check out Redo of Healer. And I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, it's pretty edgy. And I thought it was going to be like, you know...
Blood and guts.
Blood and guts. Hey, fucking content warning. It's just a giant rape fantasy.
Nice.
The whole show?
That's what I would need.
Fucking love that out of my fucking anime. Oh, I didn't mean to select an option there. Cool,
That's all right.
man.
You will die sooner.
Uh-oh. 3 major guiding convictions prevail: utility, morality, and liberty.
I don't know what utility means in this scenario. Does that just mean like you're open to anything?
You're like power bill, your gas bill.
You're
I would guess
moral,
it's like what is. So I think it's coming from like philosophy, right? So it's like, what is the best decision either for, like, everyone needs to eat, so it doesn't matter if we do something bad because it's more important that we eat. I think that's utility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Your decisions will shape Sarah Noah's convictions as well as influence which companies may choose to join his cause. In Nozelia, 3 major guiding convictions. Oh, okay, yeah, right, awesome. Oh. Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it said. There you go. End exploration. You done exploring?
I mean, I guess.
Right, like it's like I'm not uninterested in like the little pillars they set up in this world, but boy, did that just take some wind out of the sails. Like dealing with that shit, because that's what I do. Like I sit down into these games like I'm going on an adventure. I'm learning this story, but you know, it's just I want to do it with like laser focus and not in a demo.
I think honestly as well, the best structure for this is like right back to Final Fantasy IV, where you start and you have like a microsecond of a cutscene, then you're immediately in a battle, then you get a bit of lore, and then you go to the castle, get a little bit more lore, and then you get to explore the castle, and then you can advance the plot if you want to.
Right.
Much more like boom, 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 I'm learning all the things, rather than just, hey, here's 900 text boxes.
Right. Well, I think of Final Fantasy Tactics and the PlayStation one, where it's just, you know, like, yeah, they talk in a church a little bit, and then a guy shows up, and then you're just like, you ain't going to get past this, and then you fight, and then it's just like, is that the dude from my childhood? Oh, no.
I like Tactics Advance for that, actually, because you like the whole tutorials in the real world with the snowball fight.
That tutorial is excellent.
It's so good. Did you ever play the PSP version of Tactics?
I have only briefly played it, just because I have almost no experience with PSPs, even though I've owned PSPs for like 8 years.
Fun fact, for many years, Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions was the only PSP I owned on physical PSP game I owned on physical media. Definitely not because I immediately hacked my PSP with a tool battery.
Yeah, I may have 4 PSPs, and I've still barely played PSP, and at least 2 of them is because I forgot I bought a PSP already.
Well, if it helps, the best way to play PSP is, well, I guess on
an emulator.
Yeah. For a while when I didn't have a decent PC, well, I guess back when there wasn't PSP emulators,
like throwing another talkie cutscene at me right now is the worst decision you.
Yeah, before I've even gotten to fight. I guess I'm gonna fight now, possibly.
Yeah, like this is setting up the fight, but it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah. Maybe it isn't. Oh god.
Maybe there are no battles, and the joke's on us.
That's the triangle strategy.
That's the triangle. Did they say that title is probably going to change?
Yes, but they also said that about Octopath Traveler, so...
Right. Octopath Traveler sounds like a name to me.
Yes,
right?
More than Triangle Strategy.
More than Triangle Strategy.
I could see, like, pyramid
like naming
something,
that's like,
you know?
Yeah, that's like naming baseball like hit ball, like, you know,
Hey,
like
I was going to say
bat ball.
baseball's kind of... Most sports are actually pretty descriptive of what they are.
Right, but I mean,
Basketball.
right, you know, but ball goes in basket, that's fine, but it's just like, there's just another level of like, nope.
No. It's like the equivalent of if like Fallout was called like Project Shoot Apocalypse or something. Two keys to victory. Yeah, okay, so we got positioning, good. Initiative. Determined by their speed attribute, that's what you wanted.
That's what I want.
You can fly on turn order and view your allies. Okay, cool.
See, turn orders, that's what I want. All that is the shit that like I die for in strategy games, not just how did I position everybody at once.
Okay, so he's a soldier, so he's gonna be close. He's a spear knight, so he's gonna be like 2 tiles probably of attack. Hogwarts wizard. Okay. I think they're all probably in a pretty good position, judging by where it's placed them all.
That not this guy, but the last guy, you had to highlight it.
This guy?
Up one. That one, yeah. Let's click on him again. Boy, do he look like a prick.
So, fun fact, I already made the thumbnail for this, and you're the head that goes over him.
Yeah, Benedict can get fucked.
Yeah, fuck you, Benedict. And then we've got...
I would have chosen that as myself as well.
Corentin, and then someone we can't control called Maxwell. Ooh.
Oh, the you know, fucking Zorro's up in our party.
Hell yeah, dude. Very, what's his name? From Final Fantasy 5?
Maxwell? You mean Maxwell with the triple thrust?
What's his name? Setzer. Very big Setzer vibes. I think that's 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it... Okay. Alright.
And those 2 guys on the outskirts, they're yours too, right?
I think so,
Ooh,
but I think they're like assists or something. They don't look like
Just
party members.
was that just for you to maneuver your party?
Yeah, I just decided to go to this encampment. I guess this is what you can go to. Oh, this is like the inns in like Tactics Advance and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably get jobs from here, I guess. Go talk to the boys and girls. Okay, cool. Leave the encampment. That's nice. I like a tent. We'll say the
I'm a big
loading's not
fan
great.
of a good tent.
Hey man, listen, if you're not pitching a tent with the boys, what are you up to, you know? Alright, I'm just gonna begin the battle. Oh, actually, I probably should have checked, because that guy on the left looks like he's more of a protagonist. But I'm guessing that there's going to be named and then, like, people that are just their class kind of thing.
There should be a mechanism.
I would love it if that was not the case.
You don't want a mix of named and, like, additional soldiers?
No, I want them all named. I want them all to, like, they don't have to, everyone doesn't need a, like, super deep backstory, but I want them all to be a unique character that kind of, like they can be class-based, but I want them to be characters inside this world.
Sorry, what I mean is not so much, like, everyone that's in your party is going to be named. What I mean is that for, like, the occasional battle, like, if you're in the castle guards will help you.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening here, I think.
Yes.
Like,
But
that guy...
people I carry around with me. I'm thinking more like Final Fantasy Tactics, where there is, like, you can hire a knight and a squire and shit like that.
Right. Okay, so Slumber Stab... Oh, Act Twice. Oh, that's good. Okay, Slumber Stab, physical damage, take cover. So I'm just going to move here.
So he seems kind of thiefy.
I think he is a she?
Anna? Probably.
But, fuck gender. Who cares?
I don't know. Look like an anime boy.
It does. Oh, you should check out Leo from Tekken 7. So I'm just gonna... Sorry, where's the pass? Enter. There we go. Yeah. Okay,
right.
good. It's got the facing. Yes. Okay, nice.
Yeah, no. I figured they'd have that.
Which means...
He's got more more jump there because his horse. Yeah, see, like I like this battle system so far.
Yeah, very tacticsy.
Nice. Well, it's very tacticsy, but it's also doing the things that I like, which is the only thing I would like more is if they lit up these squares, and when you move your guy around, you were moving him around those squares.
Right. I mean, you got the little.
You got the cursor. That's fine. I visually like it better if I can move my little man in his little walk around area.
This woman is named Hughette. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's like, oh, we're gonna call him Hugh. Oh, well, it's a girl. Fuck. Hughette, I guess.
Hey, Huey. Huey got a bird.
Okay.
Can you rotate the camera like with like shoulder buttons?
With the stick, I can.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just curious because sometimes that isometric view of like, that's actually good camera control for these types of games.
Yeah, for real.
Plus, it alters the depth of field for the like camera.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, just sometimes like seeing like how the fuck do I stand next to this guy, or I don't know if you ever go into like quick battle mode where you just like, throwing your guy into squares, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I'm a square away because I didn't change my camera.
Yes, I hate that shit. Tactics Advances, that's the one I've put the most time into, is bad for that because there'll be like little pit hazards that don't look like little pit hazards, and you can get trapped behind them and shit, and I'm just like, oh man, really? Okay. Right.
Well, and Tactics Advance is definitely a good example for that, because that definitely isn't giving you any swivel.
Nope.
Because it's it's just 2D sprites.
Oh, there's chain attacks.
Nice. That's cool. I'm into that.
Yeah, big fan of that.
I also like the movement grid. It kind of looks like it's like expending whatever energy points they got there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works well for like visual information.
Yeah, it's conveyed. I think there's still a little bit of that. Like we've done so much cool lighting and texture stuff that it's like, fallen enemies will drop loot, move an ally to the. Oh god, okay, I don't like that.
What's that?
Having to manually pick up loot during the battle rather than it being claimed at the end.
That's typically how a lot of them go.
Yeah?
Because it's risk or reward, right? Like you can try to loot back and get the loot, but that's for this where they drop it, but also there'll be like treasure chests and shit, right?
Right. It's more like I would like something at the end of the battle if I don't pick something up. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to.
But that's also how Final Fantasy Tactics works.
Base Tactics, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know about Advanced because I haven't played it as much.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played Tactics. I remember Advanced definitely doesn't.
Yeah, and it's usually nothing big that's dropped from enemies.
Right.
So it's not like you're missing out on like a legendary sword. It's usually like, here's an herb.
Okay. She's got cure wounds and haste.
Yeah, I want to see this lady.
She's just got
She got magics.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a heal man. Is she white? Get this white mage out of here.
I mean, I guess I'll put her here. I was kind of hoping to haste, but I guess.
Yeah, I think she's gone too far. She's too poop to haste.
My apologies.
I also want to see if.
You won't beat me.
And since it is not phase-based, haste is actually helpful.
Yeah. I do want to see if I think Tactics has it. I know Tactics Advanced has it. So like, if I were a black mage, if I were to cast fire here,
would it get both of them or friendly fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. She looked like she had a little more dark magic going on.
Right.
Oh.
Right, well, we're going to find out if friendly fire's on. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, we're not going to find out because I haven't got the points for it.
Yeah, or it doesn't let you.
Interesting.
Where's the points at? So you're reset to his base. Is that the bottom left little circles, I guess?
I guess so, yeah.
I wonder if you have to, like, charge up at the end of each turn. Like, I'm going to say this, like, off the bat. Like, I think this would be a great Switch game for someone like me.
Yeah, I think I could put a lot of time into this. But I am just... Okay, I'm just going to end turn for now.
Like, I didn't get anything out of that story, but it seemed like it was well written enough that if I cared about, like, diving in, that I would get something from it.
Right. Okay, so she's got fire. Okay, so let's try moving her here. Oh, Tome of Flames, deal physical damage. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So let's just try and cast it on here.
It said flame shield, though. That might shield them from flame, or is that...
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, that might be a friendly...
Sure.
This is...
Fire counter.
Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's blind. Ooh,
Now, is that guy, like, the big
blind.
bad of the stage since he's in a more intimidating armor?
I guess so, yeah.
I didn't see any victory conditions. They probably showed them. I just didn't.
Yeah, that's another... I don't
Pay
know
enough
if I
attention.
can... Oh yeah, she's got 2 attacks, hasn't she? Nice.
Victory is within reach.
All right, settle down there.
I know, right? Okay, I'm gonna try and...
Like, I wonder if this is just because this is introductory battle, but, like, I don't need him to say equip every turn.
It's a little much. Yeah, this is like the problem I had with Octopath. It's like...
I won't let him down. Will you, though?
Will you?
Did you see that?
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna try one of those.
Mustn't let our guard down.
And then I'm gonna try one of those. And then... Oh, actually, I'm gonna try one of those.
See, what I like is when you got an archer who can't, like, attack from a space away. Like, it has to be at least 2.
Yeah.
And then you get the 4-way on them, and then they can't attack, and you just sit there and, like, whittle them down. That's like some good, like, tactic satisfaction.
Ooh. I kind of want to do that on...
Oh, I want to know what a raging beast is. Ooh, I like that.
Go.
I mean, it didn't look all that beneficial. But
It may be stronger. It's a
like,
buff.
I want to see offensive magic. You know?
Yeah, that's unfortunately a lot of that is fucking missing for some reason. Also, now he's blinded. It's really hard to tell where he's facing. I was like, is that his back or his front? I can't.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like,
Ooh.
hawk dive.
Ooh. That I like. So because I'm up higher now, I'll do more damage.
Boom.
That is cool. I am a big fan of that concept.
Yeah, the depth actually mattering.
Yeah. Oh, so presumably if
no.
I did that off the ladder... it's fine, fucker. If I did that off the ladder, presumably it'd be like a big fucking, like a frog splash
Right.
in WWE.
He's coming from the top!
Wow, okay. Oh, there's more dudes. Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah, I saw them back there. That's why I was like, oh. The pursuing enemy has joined the party.
Okay.
Did you kill that? Yeah, you killed that other guy. No, he's
He's
maybe
got
it's
a
'cause-
pip. He's got a pip. So I'm gonna... who's dead? Oh, she's just off the field. Okay. Can't res her, I guess? Damn, that sucks. Okay, so
Yeah,
who's...
I guess it's our chance to learn if there's permadeath.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if there is, that would suck.
Because the way tactics always was, it's like if they die, they get 3 rounds, 3 turn passes, and then if they haven't been revived, then they turn into loot.
Yeah, that's...
Thank you.
Because I'm not sure how much they're pulling from tactics, because this feels very much its own thing.
Right, it's got elements, like there's some advanced stuff.
It's a strategy RPG
Yeah.
through, but...
Okay, I want to have some people over here, so... Ooh. I don't know if that's really worth it for these little lads. Alright, go on, fucker. Let's see how it looks.
Foe.
Let's see how it looks.
Give him a little oom.
Oh, and it pushed him into his mate, so he can't go further than that. Okay, that's interesting.
My turn.
Gave him a Hertz donut.
Hurts donut. Alright, I'm gonna go twat this guy.
Yeah, you can go twaddle him.
It's over.
Boom.
Allow me.
Oh, he's so twaddled.
Nice, dude. You got twatted to fuck.
Yeah, so that's that works both ways too. So you gotta like be really wary of getting in between two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Take that out of context.
Fire. How do I pick up loot? Do I just walk over it?
You would walk over it probably.
Okay.
And you get another option.
I'm gonna take cover.
In the shadow of night.
In the shadows.
Where was
I remembered the Rasmus existed yesterday, and it was a real bad time for me. Okay. So I'm going to... Okay, so I think it is turn by turn. I think you get another notch, and then if you spend them... Yeah, because he had one notch before, and now he's got two. And yes, ice damage does fan out. Excellent. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it wouldn't. Oh, and it left does it leave a residue? Is that shit like slick now, and now there's environmental?
I don't know. I guess we'll
right?
find
Like-
out. Ooh, good point.
Like like that could be like cool gameplay mechanic stuff. The only game I ever seen really do it well was like Bahamut Lagoon on Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could like you're like, oh, I can't cross here, but there's a river tile, so I will cast ice on the river tile. Now I can pass over the river, but the river's 2 squares, so if an enemy goes on top of those 2 squares and stops there, and I use flame, then they'll get extra damage because they fell into the river, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you can like double up on the element type stuff, that's pretty cool.
This battle is won.
Plus anything that's like perpetual effects of the environment, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Like even if that's just aesthetic, like that's still cool.
Nice try.
Oh yeah, I wonder if it might have... It could even be that they just can't move or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe their feet are frozen to the ground. That's cool. And then you could like, surround them with like an archer who's just poking at them and they can't fight back.
Okay, he's the buff guy. Right, well, I'm gonna
I
make
will
him
say
pick up the bag.
this battle does not seem stacked in your favor.
It's not too bad. I'm going to give her some defense.
There you go. You got.
I shall protect you.
Because I think everyone's got some items on them as well, so it's not too bad. Whoa, okay. Oh, so that person's just acting on their own. Okay, when choosing an action, an icon will appear of an enemy units that are particularly susceptible to it. Oh, that's nice. Okay, yeah, I already figured that out. Ally is positioned behind an enemy, you strike with a physical attack, that ally will automatically follow up with an attack of their own. Yeah, okay,
Defeat
so
is not an option.
we've got all that sorted. Can't really do much with him. I'm just gonna... I guess I'll longsword this guy. I was gonna try and hawk dive onto the other dude, but I guess he's not in range.
Right. Well, it leaves the question, right? Can you hawk dive from that height? Like, I really want you to.
Still there?
Sorry, motorcycles came by and I muted.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I was saying, it just begs the question, can you actually hawk dive from up there? Because I really want that to be the case.
That's what I want to know. That guy's on pretty low health, so I'm going to leave him to see if I can hawk dive him. Slumber Stab. Ooh. Go on. Oh, wait, that's our dude. Oh, no. Wait. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, some of the environmental stuff does make it a little bit, like, whoa, there's a lot going on. Nice. Act again. Nope. Oh yeah, I forgot there was these guys as well.
I mean, they're so far away. I imagine you're going to hit that switch and get over there, and then some more shit's going to pop up.
Right.
So it wouldn't make sense to make you trek all the way up to those guys just for them to be like, oh they're going to kill me.
I'm going to go here. No, I'm not.
But it's also a chance to heal everybody up in between like phases of the battle.
Right. So we've only got these 3 dudes. I think I'm just going to start advancing this person over to here and just end the turn.
This is bad.
I like the little horse gallop sound.
Me too.
I mean, it's kind of cool they're on a mount at all.
Yeah, I like that there's different mounts as well. Like this person's on the eagle.
Mm-hmm. It's not something you typically see in these types of games. Like, they usually ride monsters and things here and there, but...
Right.
This looks more like, you know, a mounted knight, which is, I guess, I'm a little more Fire Emblem-y.
I suppose so, yeah. Oh, that's nice. You can do the chain off range attacks as well.
Cool heads shall prevail.
Just start moving you towards there. Cure wounds on. Yeah, you need it more, Arador.
Thank you.
I'm going to be
Colorful
real, I
effects are
thought
nice.
that guy was an enemy for a little bit.
He is very similar looking.
He's just darker in palette than a lot of the other guys. But, I mean, all the enemies are, you know, wearing their best fuchsia outfit.
Yeah, I think that is a little bit like I wish there was more denotation of enemy and
I mean, that's
party
why
member.
they're all, because they're just like soldiers.
Right.
Which I don't mind, since it's just, you know.
But like I didn't notice that that the evil guy was an enemy for a little bit. So like,
Right.
I'm gonna guess that's gonna do that and not kill anyone else. Cool, awesome.
What'd you throw? What was that attack?
It was like a firestone. It was an item in my inventory.
Nice. Okay, so that was like a consumable?
Yeah, like a grenade sort of
Nice.
deal.
Neat.
Oof.
Oh,
Oof.
no.
Oof. Bye bye.
See, that's rough. That when you get in those double hit kind of situations.
For real. I really just want to I'm gonna try and move him like here. Maybe here. I really want to try and see if I can do. Oh, wait, I can open the gate already? Oh, well, whoops. Cool, man.
It's open. Go.
I probably could have done that like 9 turns ago.
Oh, there's like a cavalry. Enemy
That's-
reinforcements.
That's fine.
Up to the rope.
I just want one person to hawk dive on.
No matter how many come, our blade.
They've overrun the bridge already. Very well.
See, like, I don't mind like the cutscene mid stage, but that's what they should have done.
They really should have, yeah.
Right? Like, if you wanted to give me more story, like, do it mid-fight. Do it, you know, halfway through the phase. Battle basics. What is this?
I guess that like summons quietuses.
From where shall we strike?
Why do I
Okay.
get, like, so thoroughly excited by summons?
I know, I love the idea of a summon. Oh, my right Joy-Con is
Just
apparently
like, I am
running
bringing
off.
a god down, and he's going to flick you in the nose and then say, all right, see y'all.
I can't hawk dive down here. This is bullshit. I hate this game. 0 out of 10. God damn it. That would have been so cool.
Fucking climbing down the ladder like a fucking dork.
Yeah, like went all the way up there and then had to embarrassingly like, oh, sorry guys. My bad.
You're like, oh, I was going to do this really cool jump, but the guy's like one tile away too far. I guess I can't.
Sorry, it's my bad, bro. My bad.
Like, this isn't a system I would actually like to see changed. But there is something about being like, just give me the freedom to do the thing I want to do.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
especially
like,
when you've got an attack like that.
Let me hawk attack an empty square.
Yeah. Yeah, oh right, that is one thing.
'Cause-
But also,
'cause it
like,
did-
if you're gonna teach me that a character has a thing called Hawk Dive in an environment with 2 very high places, you know I'm going to try that. Like, it's silly to think that
Right.
people wouldn't think that was a possibility, you know?
Right. I mean, it had your target radius on the ground, right, for hawk dive.
Yeah.
So in theory, you could have hawk dived him and hit him for a bunch. But it didn't.
Yeah, it would have.
But he didn't play ball.
No, it's like he like when I was on the ground, hawk dive would do like kind of like this, but when I was up here, it wouldn't even go to here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was still stretching. Maybe that was just your regular movement path.
So I'm gonna move homeboy to here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna let him end his turn real quick. Yeah, you can shoot me. Okay. You know, for someone that's flat, why am I even able to do that?
Are you selecting the wall? Rotate the cameras. See if we can find the square at least.
Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Oh, that's why, because there's a fucking ladder and you can probably like loot those fucking barrels.
Oh, that's
or at least you could have done that in
now.
Exploration, because I think it was the same environment.
Oh my god.
That's pretty
These
cool now that we've yelled about it.
Right.
Oh, see, he can hawk dive.
Yeah, on an actual hawk.
Yeah, he just climbed the ladder down.
That went well.
Get fucked.
Whop. See, that does feel real good when you're on the given side of it.
Yeah, 100%. Alright, who needs
Yes.
heals? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're the one that needs heals. Okay.
Yeah, which you can't really get to without expending a large amount of energy point things. I haven't fully figured out when you get those little yellow dots. Is it like, do you have to like wait a turn, or do you start with enough to? Because I'm looking at some of your guys in the battle lineup, and some of them got a lot of dots.
Yeah.
And like, if you move to a blue square, does it take any dots?
Gotcha.
That's possible.
Oh, that other guy doesn't attack him because he's like a slightly elevated.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Not great.
I mean, that's probably fair, so you're not like constantly like depending on environment design.
Right.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that's most don't do, because again, I have a large scale of judging tactics games. There's a bunch of games that like just don't have environments. Like, there's an environment image, but it's just like still like some big blank, grid.
I'll be fine.
And those always drive me nuts. And they'll put you in like weird positions in the grid, but it's still just a square grid. And it's just like, oh, it looks like a jungle on the outside of the square grid.
Yeah, but in fact, you're just sat there on like one plane and there's nothing. Oh wait, what the fuck was the point of that?
That was cool.
Okay, so I guess if I'd have cast that somewhere
on the ground, it would have like maybe stopped them from being able to move. And slash, if you hit them with it, like on that ice patch, it might be more powerful.
Possibly, yeah.
But look, it like actually froze over the side of those bricks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so she's gonna.
But yeah, that would be cool. I was about to say, I was like mid-stream there saying, like I love like if like environment bottlenecks you like to the point of being slightly frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to kind of like, oh, I'm fighting these enemies, but I can't really get all my guys in the exact position I want. So you really have to think about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I like the environment being like part of the obstacle you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So like having things like a fucking ice wall that you can like do the opposite to the enemy, and imagine that the enemy could do the opposite to you, is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Right? Or they throw up an ice wall and you need to get through to them. So you're like, do I waste a turn like blasting this ice wall with fire?
Right, just so I can get through easier.
Or do I go the long way around and like, maybe waste one of these like energy points that I really want to know the name of?
Yeah, so I'm keeping a track of what's his face? The asshole with glasses. Because I wanna he had. So
I
like,
imagine,
look at his thing, it's like flashing now, so I think that's indicating that on his next turn he's going to gain that pip.
Mm-hmm.
And like same with her, the white mage, she's got a little flashy.
Right.
I think that's what that means. I don't think there's anything down here.
Rotate your camera to the opposite side of the bridge that you're on. Just curious if you can. And can you move outside of the squares that you're selected on?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I just wanted to see what was over here. So my guess is if you walk up to that barrel, it might give you a command that you can, not that barrel, sorry. You go back to where your other guy was. I just wanted to see the other side of the bridge to see if it was a different environment. But if you go to the left, that barrel there, it might give you a command to, like, search it.
No, that one's not searchable. Oh, shit.
Well, I think if you land there, you might be able to, like, get a new action. Or no, because they do actions on turn, right?
Like, yeah, but also, like, it's not a selectable tile even. Like, it's part of the wall model.
Right. Well, I mean right there, right where you are there. And I could be wrong. You don't have to do it. And I most likely am wrong.
Yeah,
the more I look at the way they're designing this.
Like, this is interactable, and you can still highlight it, and then it says impossible. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Those boxes also not selectable. And I came down here for no reason. So that's fine. It was worth the explore. Worth the find out.
Right. You can get some mechanics in there.
I can also probably... Oh, no, not quite. Nope. Okay, cool.
Right. Well, one thing I do like about this is that you're choosing your, like, walking path and where your guy's going to go. Mm-hmm. And what action they're going to take, which is kind of, like, counterintuitive to what I was just trying to, like, see if you could do. Because most of these games have it, like, you choose where you land first and then you choose your action.
Yes.
So if you chose to move to the wrong spot, like, you're just fucked.
Yeah. I do like that, and obviously you can do action and then move as well if you want to.
Right.
And then it's all kind of one thing.
It lets you better plan it out, so it doesn't do what we said earlier, where you're like, oh fuck, I selected the wrong tile, now I can't, like, hit the guy.
Yes, very annoying.
You know, now at least you're like, okay, I gotta like double, triple confirm to fuck this up. Yeah. And I'll still fuck it up when I'm just like, I want to get through this battle. But
also, like, it means that, like, I would like a compromise where it's if you move and then confirm, and then as long as you haven't finished your turn, you can go back and undo the whole thing. Because, like, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I haven't moved yet, so I'm going to move and then I'm going to do that. But yeah, I definitely don't mind it.
Oh, right, yeah, because you can attack and then run away. But that's kind of the advantage of being in, like, having the initiative system.
Yes.
Where it's, like, different people going, and I like that trade-off, right? Because if you start your turn, you attack and run away. But, you know, if you're not you're kind of at the whim of the initiative.
Yeah.
Because you're running in, hitting them, and then that person might have enough initiative to turn around and hit you back. So.
Yeah, you're taking the.
So I would prefer it this way, but there are situations where it's like, oh man, I wish I could do the thing.
Definitely. The system seems really solid. It's just whether or not it's going to sort of continue to be challenging, I guess, as time goes on, and whether, like, there'll be fun things to sort of add. I want to see what this secret weapon shit does. TP injection. I can inject toilet port. Oh, TP is MP. Okay. So I can give someone 2.
We're gonna call them triangle points.
Sure, and not toilet paper. So I guess I can give him 2 TP. But does he have anything worth giving? Okay, I'm gonna save that for now. That's a terrible secret weapon.
So TP. So we'll call them triangle points, or the little squares. Is that what I got out of that?
Yes, I think so.
They're your TP, or turn points, triangle points, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, possible.
So is triangle, like, the name of this battle system, or is triangle like, oh, there's 3 kingdoms and it's a triangle because 3 sides? I believe
that's why it's triangle. Yeah, because of the 3 kingdoms.
Yeah, fucking. Do you think that Fire Emblem 3 Houses and this were created in 2 separate vacuums, and then, like, 3 Houses came out and they were like, you fuck!
I don't know, it's tough, right? Like,
I had that idea, I wrote out the story, I'm using it anyway. You can't stop me.
Just because you did it first, Mom says I get to have a go on the Three Kingdoms idea too. I feel like, so what, Fire Emblem Three Houses came out 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So, like, that's not an unfeasible development timeline for this to be at demo state. And, like, obviously with however much pre-release as well. But I feel like maybe they just occurred separately. And yeah, someone at Square Enix is just like, man!
Yeah. Or, I mean, they're competing companies, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just...
But
it very well could have just been like, I'll show you how to do it right. Like, I'm sorry, this game is not going to outsell a Fire Emblem game. And I don't buy Fire Emblem games.
Yeah. I think maybe it was sort of the goal is like initially maybe the idea of like, we're going to do like a modern tactical RPG that's like an old one on the Octopath engine. And then they were like, Three Houses.
I mean, I imagine that somebody had this shit written out, right? Because this feels like the kind of game that, like, oh, okay, there's an engine that might fit this, like, dumb story I got.
Right.
Like I don't think, I feel like the two are probably slightly developed separately. Like, they're probably not, like, co-aesthetic together. Just being like, oh, I got this great... sprawling story about three kingdoms and political intrigue, and it's going to go great inside of this tile-based tactics battle thing.
Yeah.
So,
I also feel like, as well, a lot of it has probably come from the fact that they were like, okay, Octopath Traveler 8. What other numbers can we make games out of? And they were like, 3's good.
I liked the 3. Well, Octagons have the 8.
Yeah, but we got the 3. It's like when Xbox was like, oh, you're going to do the PS4? We're going to be the Xbox One. We're the one, baby.
Oh,
the
man,
only
that was
one
like
you'll ever need.
That was just the generation of the worst possible fucking names, you know? 'Cause
dude, it's so bad.
That overlaps with Wii U. And it's, you know, like PS4, fine. Like, you get the fucking pass just for not being an idiot that whole generation, but...
Legitimately, like, PlayStation the one I give the fucking hand to, because now I find Xbox hilarious with how, like, so we have the Xbox, cool, and then we have the Xbox 360 because we can't call it the Xbox 2 because PlayStation's doing PlayStation 3. We can't be 2 in their 3.
All right.
We got to be 360 because we turn 360 degrees and walk away. And then they get to fucking PS4, and Xbox is like, well, we're the one. We're the only one you'll ever need. And then the One X. What does that even mean?
One X, One S. Like here's
One X, One S, Series X, Series S. Like, fucking make your mind up.
Like, here's the problem. I'm a video game person, right? Like,
right.
I like video games. I'm fairly up to date with the video game industry. Every time I hear, like, Xbox, like new Xbox Series S, you know, I'm just like, I don't know what we're talking about. Like, I have to, like, do, like as I'm trying to say this, it's Xbox Series X, right? Like, that's the new Xbox. And, like,
one of the new Xboxes.
Right, one of the new Xboxes. And, like, I can't even say that with, like, a degree of certainty.
Right, and then on top of that...
And I'm educated. This is, like, this is my wheelhouse.
I know a bunch about video games, and why are you low, but the other one isn't? And then on top of that, it's like they picked the name that is... to differentiate their two... sort of like, you know, their premium user and their kind of like low-end consoles, two of the most similar sounding letters in the English alphabet
that they used in the last generation as their add-on consoles. So you got Xbox One S, Xbox One S, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. Like,
and they're all different and can run different things.
Right, like at this point, you like whatever you do from here, you'd be like, this is Xbox Pineapple, right? Like fucking like something definitive.
They need to change because like just go with the development names. What's wrong with Project Scarlet? Like Xbox Scarlet, cool. Xbox Lockhart,
that sounds rad
great.
as hell. Like, you know, like. I might question it a little bit, but I'm not going to, like, scratch my head. But, yeah,
but if you told me the alternative, like if the development name for the Wii U was the Project Cafe, if they come out with the Nintendo Cafe, I'd go, what the fuck is that about? And then if they told me, well, it was that or the Wii U, I'd go, nah, it's cool, man. Just call it the fucking Wii U. I get it. Call it the cafe. I'm fine with that. Don't worry about it. If that's the alternative,
no. Give me a fucking latte. I'm ready to go.
Let's go. But yeah, it's like, it's insane how, like, and then they're also trying to do this, like Xbox is everywhere, right? Your PC is an Xbox, your phone is an Xbox. So I'm going to go into any store now and say, hey, can I have an Xbox controller? And they're going to go, which one? Do you want the Xbox controller or do you want the Xbox controller? And like most of the newest one will work on PC, Series X, Series S, I think One X, and I think maybe even One. Maybe. I don't know.
It does.
But like, what?
I mean, that's the problem, right? Like Xbox, like the Xbox One controller that came with it, like it is not Bluetooth compatible. Mm-hmm. So it only go. I forget what they use. I think it's just different RF thing, but you know, they're using their own shit. And it's like, so I had one of those, and like I was like, well, I want to use it on my PC. Like, you know, now that I built a PC like a couple years after getting an Xbox One, right? And it's just like, okay, so I got to buy a $20 dongle in order for this thing to talk. And so for years, I was just like, that's just how that works, right? I need this dongle for my Xbox One controller to work. And then it's just like, you know, I read it's just like, yeah, just hook it up Bluetooth. And I was like, how the fuck do I do that? And I bought it at like a Goodwill. It was like a brand new Xbox controller in a box that somehow made its way there for $10. And so I just had another Xbox controller, and then it's like, oh, this one. And they were like, yeah, well, if you look at where the Xbox logo is, the one that is one piece of plastic is the original Xbox One controller, and the one that has a glossy piece of plastic around the X, well, that one can be Bluetooth compatible, and that's like a thing they have across the board.
Right, which is super easy to tell when you buy online with places that potentially have old stock.
Right, so it's just like, what the fuck what was anybody doing over there?
It's insane to me.
But it's like, you know, now I have two, so I'm like, oh, one I can connect by Bluetooth and one I have to use the dongle.
Right.
So, it's a goddamn mess.
Like, Xbox is doing good shit. I'm not trying to be like... And you know what?
I'm gonna say it definitively. The Xbox 360 controller is still a better fucking controller.
It's really good. In fact, to the point where, and this is just a weird quirk with some games, there's better compatibility with the 360 controller than the One controller. Like Final Fantasy X on the PC, sometimes just will not know what an Xbox One controller is. Yep. And will think that like RB is X and shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I've run into that, but I mean, just like there's still just like the bumpers on the 360 feel right, the bumpers and triggers, but the bumpers and triggers on the Xbox One, like that is the controller I use for almost fucking everything.
Yeah,
and it's just fucking awful.
It's bad, man. I want to get my hands on that DualSense, which I'm going to do because they fucking made PS5 exclusive Yuffie content. But like looking at it, it doesn't look like I'm gonna like it. So I don't know what it is about it that makes it so great to like hold, but I guess I'm gonna find out.
Right. Well, I'm very interested in the haptic triggers, and I don't own one, so
yes.
You know, I don't know.
I'm sure shit not gonna just buy one because that PC compatibility is dog shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you want to do something real stupid. If you, you know, and this, you know, I'm an iPhone person. I know you're Android. If you connect your Xbox controller through Bluetooth to your phone, and then load up the PlayStation Now, or whatever it's called, the remote PlayStation shit. You can then sit there at your, you know, like in front of your TV, connect it to your phone, connect it to your PS4. And then play your PS4 with an Xbox One controller.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So if you ever want to do something stupid, because every now and then there's a game where I'm like, oh, I don't like these triggers for this particular game on PS4, that I'll hook up an Xbox controller just so I have better triggers. And I overall like the PS4 controller enough. It's fine. You know, I think overall I prefer it over the Xbox controller, but you know, there's just every now and then I'm just like, ooh, this particular application, I don't know.
Oh,
So if you want to get real
up.
stupid, just know that's an option.
Yeah,
So,
I do like. There's a way that you can via Parsec and a few little devices give people control to your Switch over Parsec or your PS4 or whatever, and I'm like, that sounds fucking goofy. I'm gonna try everything I can to do that.
yeah, sometimes you just want to play a game in the dumbest way possible.
Right. Or like just like me and Scarfy played Cyber Shadow today, and like it was fine. But like, there's a lot of games like that I'd like to do Let's Plays with, but during Corona it's just not feasible. And with those moments we hit where it's just like, oh god, I'm so pissed off, I don't want to play this anymore, but I could keep talking, but I just need a break.
Right.
Like, passing the pad would be great, but doesn't... Nope. I feel like actually the best experience we had with that was when we did David Cage, and we had... we did like the screen sharing thing on PS4.
That was actually pretty seamless. Like,
yeah,
like because it's just like, all right, you're touching it, you're controlling now.
yeah.
You know?
I feel like, and like the input delay felt like when we compare that to when we played Battletoads.
Right.
It felt a little bit more
felt off. And I don't know if
yeah.
that was just Battletoads because I've never played it single player.
Right, I mean that's true. Like I don't know. I there was definitely input lag like when we were doing the bike segment.
Right.
That was...
Yeah, and I was hosting, and so I was able to, like, you know, left, right, a lot easier than it felt like you were able to do. And I don't think I got, like, some great video game skills over you.
I mean, I have definitely got no reflexes because I spent most of my childhood playing games that required me to press X every minute rather than, like, you know...
I've read
good
the
at Call of
box.
Duty once. Yeah, I read the box. Cool. The most like I had to do was pressing X at the right time for Tidus's overdrive, you know.
Right.
I mean, I played a lot of fighting games, but I was never like I didn't learn FGC fighting games. You know, I learned like I like the arcade mode. Here are the buttons I press to win arcade mode.
Right. Yeah, that's basically my experience with fighting games. Even till today, like I've still just never gone in on a fighting game and just like mained a character. All right, so you got like one guy left, right? Like you just got this dude who's
I thought I was supposed to keep advancing, but there's no lever here, so I guess I'm just gonna sit here and end my turn because I accidentally boxed him in, and now I can't do anything with him.
Right, unless you're using those two characters.
Yeah.
Are there still guys down at the bottom? No, it's just that guy.
I think.
Yeah, I can see him on the timeline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I guess we can cure wounds someone. Roland.
My apologies.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting to move up 5 tiles.
It's my big move. Oh, the ice melted.
But there's still ice on the ground. And he's weak. Yo,
so
bloodline's
that
weak.
That sticks him to the ground for 3 turns if I didn't fucking murder him.
Victory!
Let's go. Oh, I didn't pick up the bag. That must get picked up for me, surely. That wouldn't be fair otherwise. Nice. I didn't end up using the toilet paper device.
Right.
So I don't know how long this demo is also. I thought it was going to be like, this might be it? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be just this and this cutscene, or maybe it's this cutscene and a little more.
I will come with speed, Maxwell. Thank you.
Maxwell, you know me so well.
Come, in your pants, again! Uh-oh.
Oh no, not him.
Leave this place. The Archduke will be content with your father's.
Of Laura? I barely know her. Is this the boss fight?
No, this is us running away.
Yeah.
So long as I stand, it'll do him no harm.
Mr. Maxwell.
Maxwell is going to push you on the other side of the fence and break the lever.
Break the lever. Oh no, Maxwell. No, Maxwell.
Oh no, you punched the prince. That's fucking, you're gonna lose your head.
What are you doing? Oh no. This is spoilers, man. The fuck? Oh, okay. No, I'm calling it now. If they're showing this in the demo, Maxwell is Kane from FF4. That motherfucker's coming back and he's like, I'm sorry, I had to betray you, Roland.
I used to be Maxwell the Grey.
No, I'm minus well the black.
Tis you! I hate when they just choose some, like, fucking old English out of nowhere.
Right. They'll be like, what's
you're
up, fuckers? Thou art okay?
It's just, like, slight fucking accents they got going on, and then they're just like, 'tis the season
Right. Oh.
of your utmost peril.
And then back to talking kind of normally, and you're like, okay.
Right. Then being like, you traitor!
Uh-oh.
You were only toying with me at the tourney.
The tourney! You were only toying with me at the Digimon card game.
Only
You were only toying with me at the tourney.
Tourney is like, I don't know, maybe it's a UK thing, but like that's such a word that you'd only use for like hobbyist tournaments. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to the Warhammer tourney. Like, it's not a word
I mean,
that
I'm
I'd
fine
use
with
as
the
like,
word tourney. It just didn't fit with the rest of the sentence or the delivery that they're giving it.
Presumably it is like what they would have called like a tournament in medieval times, but to me it's like shortened. It's like saying like chippy instead of chips or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
It's just like one of those things. Like, I'd rather you not do it at all. Like, just write it. Just write it with like with the world in mind. Like,
because it doesn't work for anyone, because for the Americans it's like, oh, this is like weird, and then for us it's like, oh, this is like, it feels like a hate crime. It's like, oh.
well, it's like, it's not time appropriate, you know, and then it's just weird. Like, I'm fine with them just in English being like, you got the Dawn Spear, asshole. Like,
right. Yeah, also it's not real.
like,
exactly, it's not real history,
I'm fine with
so-
the accent. I'm fine with the accents. It's just when they start fucking throwing the words that are like, do you say tis?
No.
Are
Maybe
you
when I
saying
was
like,
15 and I had a fedora on, like,
ugh, my lady?
my lady, it's his most wonderful evening. Will you accompany me to the tourney?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that just gave me cancer.
Oh shit, dude.
No, Maxwell, not your Max.
no!
Not your Maskwell.
Not your Maxwell, Maxwell.
And you blooding.
He's got...
Spoiler alert, Maxwell's totally not dead, y'all.
yeah, I mean, there's no way, right? Surely. That would be hilarious if they were just like... oh yeah, this huge character dies, by the way.
They were like, Maxwell came back, but now he's evil.
That's I guarantee you that's what's happening.
I'll save you, Maxwell.
I love you, Maxwell. Yeah, I know I got low battery, man.
Remember that one time you punched me in the stomach and threw me over a gate?
Proud kingdom of
It
Glendon.
was super cool, dude.
Espros seized control of the Crown City, threatening to bring the
Demez-
surrounding
what?
domains under its iron yoke.
Damenier, okay.
Under its iron yoke.
Now the Archduke's army marches upon
I hate this. I hate this.
where Prince Roland is.
I feel like the visual graphic they used of the train tracks wasn't quite the right call.
No, somehow.
Forced hands, fractured bones.
Okay.
Oh, you got more? Well, considering I thought it was ending on that note.
I really thought it was ending there too, so that's bizarre. Do we want to... Does it even save? I don't know.
Does it save? Probably not.
Probably not in a demo, right?
Your most honorable siblings, Lord Thalas and Lady Erin,
Lord Phallus?
arrived, my lord.
Oh, these guys are up to no fucking good. I can already tell by the Sephiroth hair.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, you ever met someone with white hair? They turned out to be a-okay.
Anything at all.
Uh,
Say the word.
Besides
No.
your grandma.
I was gonna say, my grandma? Nah, she's a right wrongin'.
Like, Graham's cool.
And a serving of
A serving of fresh fruit delivered to my water. Fuck you, cunt.
Milady, I
Alright.
shall have the servants.
Milady! Shut up, man. I don't like this game no more.
Oh, it's just, why? Why is it there?
Because in the real world,
I believe the word you're looking for
in the
is-
1600s or whatever the fuck, they talk like that. So because we're in
But
a
they didn't
fictional
talk like
world,
any of this other shit.
Thing of beauty, what you've accomplished.
I mean, I'm not a scholar of this or anything, but it just doesn't seem like the proper sentence for it to be in.
yeah, dude, in British history, we summoned fucking ice magic and then said, "Go get me some. I will get you your fruit, milady."
the other domains are putting up little in the way of resistance. Lord Telior trembles in his seat within the stronghold. And Lord Fox was
Again, I
oblivious
just
to what
gloss
was
over.
happening until
I
it was
can't
far
help
too
it.
late.
How easy.
I want to, but also because again, we're in the middle of this narrative, so it's like I'm not going to try and remember all these names now because I'm going to start the game fresh in like a year.
Yeah, that's the problem is I'm Wolfert and Avalor.
Whatever do you mean?
And then just Erica.
Once things have calmed, I shall assume guardianship over her and have her crowned.
Okay, cool, man.
I don't know, like, again, these sentences just drive me crazy because it feels like it's like the kid who dressed like a pirate at school and, like, you know, and he got to read his report that's supposed to be like 2 pages, and then it turned out that he wrote one for 30 pages, and it's really just his bad fan fiction that he snuck in front of an audience that does not want to hear it.
And like he thinks he does it really cool. He's like ready to present, and then everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
And everyone's like, oh, fuck, man, Anton again?
Duchy of Esbrook.
Gustadolf again. Gustadolf, man. His name. Oh my god, his name is Wind Adolf.
King Regna has committed against us.
I,
Grievous indeed.
oh, man,
The
good delivery
subtlety
there,
we've come
King.
to expect from Square-Enix.
Oh, it's funny that it's like, I am addressing this crowd. 3 decades since the end of this war.
Yeah, he's not exactly.
Like, let somebody yell into a mic. Come on.
An age where
Did
would work together.
I've told you this, I'm pretty sure. But now seems like the time to retell the story of somebody who contacted me about a voice acting gig who was financing a video game but was not a programmer, was just a dude who really liked video games and really just an anime dude.
Doing so, he
And
betrayed not only my
I was like, all right, yeah, give me more information. And his version of giving me more information was to ask me to get on a voice call
no choice.
and then
Oh, boy.
proceed for an hour at like 1 in the morning.
Our actions were
Because I like got home and responded to his message. He's like, can you take a voice call now? I was like, sure. And it's 1 in the morning and he has just talked to me for 45 minutes about the lore of his video game that doesn't exist, that he wants voice actors for.
I have had, not to that extent, but the amount of, Karn, it's really important. Can you open your DMs? And I'd be like, okay. They'd be like, I had this idea for a Kamen Rider. And I'm like, fucking, oh man.
subject.
How you were gonna like tell me that someone had died, or my friend was in trouble, or you know someone was getting cancelled? You just want to tell me about your fucking fanfic, man?
Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just like that dude, and he was just like, he was sending me all these other voice auditions, and I'm like from like other characters. He's like, yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. And like, he was paying these people, but it was just like, he's sending me all these people's auditions. That he's like, yeah, he's like, you know, and I was like, have you hired these people? He's like, oh yeah, I've paid this person like 200, this person like 400 for the lines. And I'm like,
Whoa.
okay. And I'm just like, did this kid just inherit some money and is now like trying to make a video game backwards?
Yeah, start with the very last thing you need to do. Sure.
Yeah. And it was just like, I was like, you know, do you have an engine? It's like, as I was trying to like figure out what the hell conversation I was having. And he was like, oh, I got a guy who's like pretty good at programming, and we have like a demo, but we haven't got much past that. And I'm like, oh, well, your story is like important for selling this thing, but it is not the selling point, bud. And he's just like naming games he wants it to be kind of like. And I mean, I hope that guy's doing well, but boy, was that one of the most awkward conversations I ever had for 45 minutes.
Yeah, especially with someone that you've just met, you know? It's like, ugh.
Right.
Okay. Oh my god, this demo is huge.
It is, yeah.
There's side quests and shit.
Well, see if you can save. Hit the plus button. See what
I
that
did,
menu's
I
all
already
about.
did.
Oh.
I just did it then.
Sorry, I was busy talking about this weird guy.
Look, I did a whole save.
Nice.
It even auto-saved. I noticed it when the cutscene ended
Yeah,
before.
I mean, you're in
like,
chapter 7. Good job.
Dude, I'm like the best triangle strategist there's ever been. And there's also like 3 side quests. That's crazy. Do we want to push on, or do you want to leave it here?
I say let's investigate a side quest.
Okay. Do you want to
And
do...
That sounds like a good way to get a full scope of this demo.
Sure. Do you want
Unless
to
you
do
wanna-
Lord Silvio Tellior, Lord Landroy Falx, or news of Glenbrook's fall reaches the Citadel of the Sands in the holy state of his ante?
And what is the red dot?
That's the main quest.
That's the main quest. Let's go to the one with the lake that looks like a heart.
Sure. The sand place, which is holy. I wonder where they got that idea from.
That sounds significantly different than the other two. The other two sound like the same thing in 2 locations.
Oh, my guy got a cone head. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not...
Minister
that's,
Sorceley.
I bet he's Sorceley in the morning.
What is it this
Oh, boy. Booker?
We've just received word that S. Frost has launched a
Wait.
surprise invasion of Glenbrook. Whitehome burns.
Now, Highsea,
Yes.
does it appear to you that this Booker individual has dreadlocks?
It does.
What's this?
Did it... Is it possible that Square-Enix has just made a Booker T
The Crown
reference?
City has fallen.
Oh, no.
Crown Prince Franny also
I wouldn't put it past them.
with the Grand Duchy's army included.
Sephiroth, we coming for you!
Goddess forbid.
Okay, well,
No.
there we go.
At any rate, I must speak with His Holiness at once.
I'm not touching that one.
Go on, do it. I dare you.
I propose that perhaps this situation may yet play to
Play to House End's benefit.
Our benefit, you say?
Oh god, okay.
Indeed.
I will say these voice deliveries are not particularly well done.
Yeah.
And do without.
And
Did we have the option to change it to Japanese? Because this might be one of those that I need to.
I don't know if we did, but I'm gonna find out right now.
This is like one of those things that if I'm playing it by myself, like it probably bothers me significantly less. But once somebody else is in the room, I'm just like, I start feeling judged by the performance of the media I'm looking at. And these people might not be bad voice actors. They might not have had enough budget and a lot of script to get through, so they were rushing them.
That was the side quest.
Oh, that was the side quest, wasn't it?
It was a side story. Yeah,
Maybe.
I also have like the thing where I'm like, because we're doing like a let's play, or even if we're just playing together, I'm like, okay, I guess we all just have to stop talking for a second while these bad actors say their lines.
Yeah. And
There
that's
is
why
no
I've
Japanese.
That's yeah, it might be in the actual game, I'm hoping. There you go. Now both controllers are dying.
Yay! Is that our place that we're gonna leave the demo?
I mean, it sounds like the demo or the Switch controllers are making that decision for us.
Oh, I've got another Switch controller I can turn on. That's no bother. But
Don't ruin the narrative.
Oh, yeah, dude. The Switch controllers are dying. We gotta.
No,
we gotta go. That's crazy.
I mean, as a final thought, like this looks totally suitable and something that I would probably play to completion.
Right. Yeah. I'll definitely finish the demo.
Yeah, I would definitely need to sit down and really be ready to make this my thing I'm playing, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Like, especially with tactics games, like that battle was like an hour.
Yeah.
Those aren't short battles. Those aren't me getting through the dungeon in 40 minutes. It's like sometimes you're sitting down for an hour, and if you lose that battle, that's another hour.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's got to be like, okay, like that story's got to hook me. And I don't know if this one would, but if I got to the point where I'm like a few hours in, I would probably adapt to like some of the less than stellar voice takes.
Yes.
And stuff like that would probably start to click with me pretty well.
I think this is a game I, at release, will play in my own time. I don't think this is...
I don't think
definitely
it's
not a
game.
stream game. Yeah, 100%.
Unless you are a very laid back, like I am just talking to people and this game is in the background kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's a stream game. I don't even think it could be an LP game, but I think it would have to be a couch co-op LP game.
Yeah.
Just for that little bit of like, if one person just doesn't talk for a while, that's okay kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, like even as we were playing it and I was fairly engaged, I was zoning out at times because it was like, all right, yeah, you're just kind of driving this. The strategy elements are certainly there, but not enough that I'm like sitting there like, oh no, you should move that guy a little bit to the left.
It's nothing I've not seen before. And again, obviously, it probably goes further and there'll be more to the main game. But I mean, demo's free. You don't have to pre-order the game to get the demo or anything. So I guess give it a go yourselves.
Yeah, and I mean, this seems like it is nailing what it's going for, which is a retro tactics experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with like a bit of modern flair and a camera. Yeah.
Yeah, and a nice
goddamn camera.
A camera that moves more than one direction.
I
think it's a fine product for the audience it's aiming for, but I think that's how these games are, right? Like they're lower budget, so that they can kind of nail that audience that's asking for this kind of thing.
Definitely.
But I don't think they're like champion this kind of thing as their like, their flagship of anything.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'd be called Final Fantasy Tactics.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be called Final Fantasy Triangle.
Yeah, they'd be invoking that name for sure.
Well, I don't know what next thing me and Highsea are gonna do, but he'll be back. I'm gonna make him. Oh, I touched on this actually. I'm not gonna make you commit on camera or anything, but I'm guessing you're not planning on getting a PS5 at any point this year.
Not this year. Not while they're still very hard to get a hold of, and that's what all the reports say, right? They're not going to be, widely available through all of 2021, and
well, if I manage to get hold of one, do you want to do the Yuffie DLC?
Oh yes, 100%.
Nice.
So, yeah,
because
for sure.
I feel like that's a point. If we could both, because we both did that, we both played FF7 and then we both finished, and we're like, we need to talk about this. So I feel like that just gives us an opportunity to talk about FF7
to openly talk
again.
about it in an actual avenue that is maybe more suitable than through a live stream where everyone wants to interact, but not necessarily have a conversation.
Like, shut up! We're talking about Shinra.
Shut up! We're talking about the cyberpunk feeling of Final Fantasy, and I'm tired of you all telling me I sound like a boomer.
I just want my RPG. Alright, bye guys.
Bye. Follow me on TikTok.
Oh yeah, follow Highsea on TikTok. I'll put it in the description. What is your actual TikTok thing?
At the Highsea.
There you go. I'll link TikTok. I'm old. Alright.